You are now listening to Our League podcast, made in London, distributed all over the world.
Episode 83, Our League Podcast. I'm on half of the duo as alongside my co-host, my brother, my brethren, Ethan, aka Bucket Hat Eve, aka High Top Eve. Yeah, we ain't recorded in a while. My bad, people, man. We've both been life's been life and busy been busy.
I
You know
know.
what I'm saying? By the time this comes out, this is probably gonna come out Wednesday morning. By the time this comes out, we'll probably be on 10K followers on Instagram. So give ourselves a pat on the back, man, because it's been a long road to get there. I'll tell you that for free, my man. But Eve, how you doing, man? Like we was just speaking before. We've both been on holiday recently. You've been on two
Yeah.
trips. I've been on two trips. How your trips been?
Yeah, they've been good. The first one was for my brother's marathon in Budapest. He did a marathon, maybe 4 weeks ago. And yeah, he did well. He did it within, I want to say it was 4 hours 10. So yeah, he did it in good timing.
So he was close to
Um,
the four mark then.
yeah, which he's still hoping to achieve. He still hasn't managed to achieve it yet. But I think the next marathon he does, he's willing to put in the
Yeah.
hard grounds for it now. But yeah, he's done maybe I want to say 6 or 7 marathons now.
Yeah,
So
no way.
yeah, no, not for me either. I said to these guys, I don't think I'd ever do one. I'll do a half marathon, but never do a full one.
Not even that, bro. I wouldn't even do
No.
that. No way. You lot are better than me, bro. No way. Nope. I ain't doing that, bro. No, sir.
But yeah, Prague was good. I went with Victoria, my girlfriend, and yeah, we went for a couple, maybe 3 days. I think that was enough time to see the city and see all
Yeah.
the sort of landmarks and tourist attractions.
Yeah, just nice little city breaks. They're always good, isn't it? Do you know what I'm saying? But you were saying it's a bit spenny now, which I heard the opposite. Everyone told me that it was like dirt cheap, but you're saying it's spenny. Is that because you was doing touristy stuff? But you said the drink was stuff, but it's like just do you think everyday life there for like the average person living in Prague? I don't know what you would call them because obviously we call I don't know what you'd call someone living in Prague, but is it expensive? Do you reckon?
Yeah, I think it was expensive. I think for say those who go over there for hen do's and stag do's that are drinking,
Yeah,
I think it'd be fairly reasonable for them.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah,
other people like myself and Victoria, we don't really tend to drink, so
yeah,
we weren't really drinking over there. And also, yeah, we were just the restaurants and stuff like that, which I don't imagine the people that live over there do that stuff on an everyday basis. So
yeah.
yeah, it's probably the same sort of price as coming to London or
No,
coming
no,
to
you're lying.
yeah,
Seriously.
probably yeah. I'd say we got two main courses that came to £40 without even charging for drinks.
Oh wow.
And this was a small portion of pasta or something like that. It was expensive. How to set mine up, but
Yeah,
I've
honestly, I
got
was I was like, what's the app called again?
I've got like a laptop stand, so that's what I'm currently on
Okay.
at the
Yeah,
moment.
so damn, your brother does so what does he train like consistently like every week for the marathons and all that stuff, yeah?
Yeah, so this one, so he did Manchester in I want to say April time.
Oh, so he does these
Um,
like a couple every year. I mean a year.
yeah, maybe a couple every year, or even one just a year.
Yeah.
And this one, he went into this marathon expecting the worst. He had a little niggle,
Ah,
and he didn't have a time in hand. He was like, if I do it within 5 hours, I'll be happy or whatever.
yeah.
Um, but me and my sister saw him halfway through, and he looked really good. He was like, I'm ahead of track. Like I could like come under that
Yeah,
4 hours.
yeah.
Um, and we saw him maybe because they work in kilometers, whereas we work in miles when
Yeah.
it comes to say the London Marathon or Manchester Marathon.
Mm,
And it got to I want to say maybe kilometer 41 or something like that, near into the end.
yeah.
And we could see him walking, and he saw our faces, and then he picked it up a
Yeah,
little bit. But yeah,
yeah.
I think he was happy with everything. The weather was nice. I will say one thing though: Hungarian people are very rude. I
Oh
don't know whether
really?
it's I don't know whether it was a UK thing or they're rude to their own people, but they were not hospitable at all.
No?
They were not.
Oh man.
We were like, is it because of the certain
Yeah,
elephant
yeah.
in the room? But
Yeah.
I don't know. It felt like every establishment we went in, we were getting looks. We were getting certain.
Oh, they weren't
Like,
hiding it. It was blatant.
it was blatant. It was blatantly obvious,
Oh,
and also
wow.
the service as well towards us. They would serve someone else before us, and we were in there before these people. So you then go, "Oh, are they looking at us in a certain way?"
Yeah.
It was weird.
Oh,
But yeah,
man.
it was a lovely city, architecture lovely, but the people of Hungary or the hospitality over there isn't the greatest.
Not the best, no? Damn. That's the. Well, at least you had a good time with the family and that.
Yeah,
And like you
yeah,
said, your
yeah.
brother.
It was a good trip. It was a really good trip. It was just that took away from the sort of
Yeah.
experience a bit.
I mean, that part of Europe, I mean, it's no secret that, they are, people say they tend to be like straightforward, very like blunt, very like cold-hearted, opposed to um here, I'd say, or
Yeah.
other parts of the Europe. You know what I mean? Like Portugal. Portugal is very lovely. Like I had a great time in Portugal, man.
Mm.
All right, cool. Let's talk some sports. The biggest game of the weekend, London Derby, at the bridge. Fiery from the get. I don't know. This whole week, everyone was just building this up like it was one of those games. Like, you know what I mean? Like they properly built it up to like. Because I don't really see a rivalry there with like Arsenal Chelsea. To be honest with you, I feel like a lot of my Chelsea friends of this week have been giving it the big in with me, like just chatting, sending stuff. I'm like, fam, let the guys play the game, bro. And to be fair, Chelsea were the better team for the majority of the game. A bit upset that Caicedo got sent off because that battle in the midfield was everyone was anticipating. That's what everyone is crazy when we're not even talking about the strikers, we're talking about the midfield battle. It's like old school. Didn't really get to see that. But even with like one less man, Chelsea was still doing like the majority of dictating the pace of the game and so forth and so forth. But Arsenal, strength in numbers. Marino, this guy's brought in as like a holding midfielder. I think he scored like 10 goals like from a striker. It's insane. But I want to shout out to Chalobah because he is a story of perseverance. Because when Maresca first got to the club last season, he was on loan
Yeah,
at
yeah, yeah,
Palace.
yeah. Well, he was in the bomb squad, and
He
then
was in the
they,
bomb squad, and
yeah,
then he went on loan to Palace, and then they called him back, and then him and Colwell finished off the season really well because of injuries and stuff, and then now he's like the staple centre back, probably going to get renewed on a deal if he hasn't already. Your thoughts on the game as from a Chelsea perspective, and were you upset with the point?
yeah. Well, to answer that question, I was disappointed with
Yeah,
that. I thought we, like you say, we played well the whole of the match. I didn't feel like Arsenal really questioned. I think, yeah, as we went down to 10 men, Arsenal then questioned us in the second half. But that first half, you
yeah,
guys were a bit cagey and shaky and nervous, and I get that. You're the top of the league. Everyone wants to sort of play well against you, and
yeah,
it seemed like you couldn't get into a groove. I don't know whether that's just the case of your season. You play a sort of one dimensional way in terms of, I know everyone says the set piece FC and stuff like that, and you score from corners and all of that, but you felt really cagey in this game, and you just didn't seem to get a foothold of the game. So
yeah.
yeah, disappointed in that respect. Yeah, Caicedo clumsy tackle. As soon as they go and review it and it's in slow mo, you're
Slow
always
mo
gonna,
makes it look worse, though, isn't it?
yeah, that's it. I think all the Chelsea fans are disappointed because we've had one earlier on in the season where Bentancur in the Spurs Chelsea game
Yeah, I remember that.
Reece James, and that was similar to that one. And
Yeah,
they looked at it then, and that was a yellow card. So I can understand why it was given. But yeah, that kind of ruined our game because I believe if we had 11 men, we probably would have beat you guys, and would have maybe held on to that 1-0 lead when we
yeah,
did go 0 up.
yeah,
But yeah, like you said, Chalobah has been immense this season. And then yeah, to think that we were going to get rid of him is unbelievable. But yeah, Chelsea performance overall very, very positive. I don't think we're going for the title this season. We'll be up there, but those sort of games outside of the top four, we always struggle with. So like the
Mm.
Brightons, the Sunderlands, those sort of fringe teams, we always suffer with. So yeah, it was a good battle. It was a good London derby. But yeah, disappointed we didn't win.
How about Reece James? How
He
about
was
that
immense.
guy?
He was immense in that game, and really showed everyone that he is a top player and can play in any position. So technically good, but he led from the start as well yesterday. Like
Strong, man.
always on Declan Rice. Declan Rice, I
Yeah,
don't think has ever had a game where he's so quiet. And yeah, he could feel his presence every time. And
yeah,
yeah, Reece James was amazing yesterday. It's just he's not going to have many of those games because of that injury, and he's always going to have to be rested for the
yeah,
next game, which he probably is now.
yeah.
So yeah,
I feel like football is so technical now that you like right back like because 20 years ago, even 10 years ago, the idea of a right back going into midfield vice versa and like having said performances, everyone be like, no, you're mad, no, you got to get another centre midfielder in. But it was like, no, Reece James gonna get in there. And then touching on Liverpool, just getting a bit ahead of myself. Szoboszlai playing right back as well, and he's been doing a great job so far. And like, it's just technical, like the technicality of these guys now. They're required to do so much, and the intensity of the game. Hence why you're saying it's a shame with the Reece James because you will never get this for a string of games because you have to monitor him because of the injuries. But he is yeah, man of the match, and he put in a solid performance as well. From an Arsenal perspective, we just look a bit leggy, man. We looked tired. I feel like the Bayern game took a lot out of us. And you are right, in terms of like the way we've been playing recently, especially with Gyökeres not in the squad, is very one dimensional. Guys aren't making runs past the defenders, and we need to. I don't know if it's what we need to work on in training or whatever. We need to. Yeah, Gyökeres is here in it. Whether people like him or not, we need to play to that guy's strength. He likes making runs in the channels. We need to like feed him the ball in said way, and we've become very predictable, but at the same time, we're still managing to score goals. You know what I mean? And I remember I said to you last year that we're gonna start seeing more crosses into the box now, and we're seeing it with football now. It's getting back to the old school Barclays era football. What do you appreciate it, or are you on the side of a lot of people saying that it's basic football?
it's basic football, but whatever gets you a win or whatever gets you a goal, you've got to sort of commend it.
Yeah,
We're seeing a lot of goals as well at the moment, so that's always good for the game. It's entertaining to see a goal live at the stadium or live on TV. You want goals
yeah,
to be in football, so yeah, I can't complain with it. But yeah, I do remember you saying that last season in which a lot of balls would be coming in the
yeah,
boxes, and you've seen that from the likes of Brentford with their set piece
yeah.
coach. You guys are probably the sort of trailblazers in terms of having a set piece coach, and we always see him on the touchline
Very
celebrating as well.
animated,
So
very
yeah,
animated.
very
Yeah,
animated, and he wants to be known for the job that he does as well. So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, no, I can't complain with it at the moment. We're scoring goals as well from set pieces. We saw it yesterday.
Yeah.
We're right behind you in terms of I think we're nine, and you guys are on 10 set pieces that have been scored this season.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And I want to say, in regards to the crosses into the box, we're seeing a change in profile of striker now, like 6+, but you have to be able to have legs.
yeah.
Isaac, Newcastle. I can't even pronounce his name. Like I just had it, but I forgot it. Gyökeres, Isaac, Newcastle striker. Haaland, Sesko. I feel like that's gonna be Chelsea. You lot have already have a mad squad. Obviously, you've got Liam Delap, you've got João Pedro. Do you think that's maybe the next signing for you guys in the summer is to get that kind of like bruiser tall striker, or do you feel like those two can kind of do those things, even though Delap's are maybe a bit more traditional English striker, but João Pedro is a bit more of that silky smooth Brazilian stuff. What do you think of the change in striker, and do you think Chelsea need to maybe get that type of guy?
Yeah, I think we've got the Strasbourg striker coming in, don't we? In
Oh yes, yes you do.
next year.
Yes. So that's him,
So
innit? That's him.
yeah, like you say, he's that sort of physical trait of a striker where he can hold up the ball. He can
Yeah.
even get into the box, and for tap-ins, he's very technically good. So um, yeah, maybe he comes in and starts. But I do believe João Pedro is our best striker at this moment in time. He did a lot of the hard work yesterday off the ball. He
Yeah.
was sniffing out for mistakes as well. So yeah, I do like João Pedro, but he maybe isn't your stereotypical striker where he'll get he's a poacher or gets those sort of goals. It's more of the hard work off the ball.
I feel like he's not. He needs Palmer in the team.
Yeah,
Because when Palmer's in the
you're right.
team, that's when he's going to play his best football. And Palmer just needs to get back. Obviously, he's back training.
Yeah.
I thought he would have got some minutes. Probably just said, you know what, like this game is this game. We'll save him and then get him back in the squad. Esteval, was it a bit harsh? He was the sacrificial lamb.
No, because defensively, I don't think he would have tracked back in the second half. So I think the legs of Garnacho on that side with Cucurella kind of helped, and then also having Neto on the other wing where he can cut in as probably his preferred position as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it worked out well. I was really happy with our performance, but I also was scared at the end. You know, when Timber had that chance, he should have left it for Gyökeres.
Yeah. But that being said,
that
Timber
would
just
have been the
scored. He
winner.
just scored midweek though, Timber from a header. So you can't really, you know. What I mean?
I know, and he got in the position as well.
Yeah,
He was open. So yeah, you can't fault Timber. But yeah, it was a brilliant game for, I say, the neutral. But yeah, it was a proper London derby, that Chelsea
Proper London
Arsenal game.
derby. All right, cool. I want to talk about Man City Leeds. Narrowly got a win versus a newly promoted Leeds side. What do you think of City this season?
I was literally going to ask you the same thing, because I'm there's so many questions. I'm like, who's really Arsenal's second contender, really, or the first contender? Because I don't see anyone getting close to you. I know we said Chelsea yesterday was a second v first match, but it didn't really feel like that. It felt like we're like the top four team trying to get into top four, and you guys are just trying to push for that title run. So with City, I see them the same as us. I feel like they'll lose to too many of these smaller teams. So yeah, I don't know. I really don't know.
And why do you think that is? Why do you think that is? Do you think Kevin De Bruyne was that big of a miss?
Yeah.
Do you think like is it him?
Too many. That title winning City team. There's so many people that have left. Defensively, they don't look as good as they did a couple seasons back.
No way, nowhere near close.
Midfield isn't actually that strong anymore. Rodri, too many injuries. Foden hit and miss, but also we saw Foden come back to that form that he had maybe 2 years ago. And then I think it requires other players to step up other than Haaland, and we haven't seen that enough times this season. Probably Haaland has carried them to the position that they are in currently.
Yeah. Our fellow countryman Doku's made a decent jump in terms of his play this year, and he's looking more intentional. Because before I just used to feel like this guy don't even know what he's doing, whereas now he is being more shifty. He is connecting the dots, should we say? What's your thoughts on him and his improvement this year?
Yeah, he's definitely got more of a final product this season. That Liverpool game was unbelievable from him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to see that more. I want to see that more consistently.
Yeah, I agree. So I want to talk about Sunderland, bruv. Like, they are doing absolute phenomenal things that I didn't expect them to do. 1-3-2 against Bournemouth on the weekend. And they had a massive overhaul in terms of their squad and their performance. What's your thoughts on them?
Sorry, I missed that.
I was saying,
talking about.
I was saying Sunderland, like they've done like really, really good this season, right? I think better than anyone expected. Currently, they are sixth. At one point, they were second, right? They had a massive overhaul, brought in a lot of players into their squad. Brian Bobby, Xhaka, so forth and so forth. What's your thoughts on Sunderland?
Yeah, they've been amazing. I think Xhaka was probably the best signing, or is going to be the best signing this season.
Yeah,
I think someone that's a leader and has that experience in the Premier League has helped all the other players out, and they've kind of recruited fairly young in terms of like the attacking players, but in terms of their defensive players, they're quite old and experienced, like
yeah,
Mukiele and I think it's the Dutch guy that they have in as a centre back. So
yeah.
yeah, they're doing very well this season, but I think they'll tail off a little bit later on in the season. But
You reckon
they're in for a shout for potential European spot, maybe Conference League.
that? How good would that be if they actually get Conference League though? That actually be so good for them. Is Thomas Frank's job on the line?
Nah, no, and I mean they gave a lot of time to Ange, and they started the league very well this season. So I think he's got a bit of time, but they do definitely need to bounce back in terms of winning on Tuesday or Wednesday night.
Yeah, for sure. Right. Liverpool 2-0, but it has been a lackluster season of them to say the least. Obviously, they were champions last year, run it very comfortably. Um, in terms of Liverpool, they've just there's too many chefs in the kitchen, in my personal opinion. Like you've got too many guys that are quote unquote superstar star guys, spent a lot of money on positions that weren't really necessary. Like you didn't need to buy. I kind of feel like they were pressured to buy Isaac because of all that he had done. And then if they didn't do it, they'd be seen as like quote unquote the bad guys in this thing. Um, because especially me and you went to watch the first game of the season, Bournemouth Liverpool, and Hugo Ekitike from then been balling. Even the Community Shield, he was balling. Um, and he's been their most reliable attacking player for the most part, and along with Cody Gakpo, I would say. And yeah, he's been the somewhat sacrificial lamb because of obviously the price that they've paid for Isak. He has to play. Like even though they paid a lot of money for Hugo, they paid a lot of money for Isak, so he has to play. And Salah, it looks like his legs are gone. Um, Van Dijk is no longer the Van Dijk that he was. Kanate is I don't even know what's happened to that guy. Frimpong's been in and out injury. Kirkez, he doesn't even look like he's a Premier League player. He looks like he is a newly promoted player from the youth team. You know what I'm saying? The midfield's not been as strong as it was. Obviously, McAllister's had his injuries, and yeah, man, I don't know. I kind of feel like is it one of the ones? Do you think the manager tried to implement all these players, or do you think it was the club signings? And um, where do they go from here? Because a lot of people are calling for the manager's job.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I feel like what he established last season and what he'd done last season can't be sort of overlooked. Yeah, there is a lot of new players that have come in, and so some of the sort of experienced players have sort of dropped off as well. Those like you said, Salah and Van Dijk look like they're on their last legs.
Yeah,
Kanate, who we thought was a very solid defender, is being shown to be a
well off
very
it. Well
well,
off
yeah,
it.
exactly, well off
Well
it.
off
Whether
it.
that's because he's in his last year of his contract, you would think he would be playing better than this, but
Yeah.
um, yeah, everyone just seems very disjointed, and I don't know how they fix this. I know the West Ham win um, kind of makes them look good, but I don't think they actually looked good yesterday. The only
Yeah.
real positive from that game was Isak scoring, and Verts looked a little bit better than he did in previous games in the Prem. But other than that, I really don't know how he gets them clicking. But I still see him there at the start of next season as well. So yeah,
I feel like if where are they currently in the table? Let me check. They
I
are
believe they're
currently
eighth or
they're
ninth, or
currently
maybe
eighth.
even
They're currently
yeah.
eighth. Yeah, that win got them to eighth. I was saying to my buddy, if they was to drop to like 15th, he's gone. I think he's gone. If they
Do
drop
you
to 50,
reckon?
I think so. Yeah, yeah. This is Liverpool Football Club, mate. This is one of
Mm.
the biggest clubs in European football. Like that, that for Liverpool, especially just being champions, this is somewhat crisis. This
Yeah,
is
yeah,
somewhat of a
yeah,
crisis. Like
definitely,
you've lost
definitely.
games that you lot should be winning. Now, I do want to mention they did lose their teammate. They did lose their teammate. So, and that's one of the, you know what I mean? You're with someone every day. It's one of your best pals. So maybe that could be having a major effect on them as well. I think that has to be put into consideration. But yeah, no, man, it's been absolutely dreadful. You lot, did you watch that Bengals versus Ravens? I didn't get a chance to watch it. You know.
I watched a bit of the highlights. Yeah, Joe, he looked good. But yeah, I don't know what's happened to Ravens, man.
I don't know.
Ravens look very poor, and Lamar Jackson as well. He's just making too many stupid
Yeah,
mistakes.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's been a poor season for both franchises anyway.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, I was happy that we won.
So who do you think? Do you know who I've been surprised with? The Colts, bruv. Daniel Jones,
Colts
yeah.
a bit.
We
Yeah,
we I owe that guy an apology because I thought he was a bum. I thought he was a bum. No, he was just playing in New York. I think certain teams just make guys rubbish.
yeah,
And
definitely,
you know what I
definitely.
mean? Like, I mean, he did go sick, but I still believe there was better QBs in that QB in that draft class than him for him to go sick. But hey, he's balling out right now. So
Mm.
fair play to him. Shout out to our guy Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold.
That's what I was gonna
We've
say.
always loved
Yeah,
him. We've
yeah.
always had his back. Sam, we've always had your back, mate. Right? Everyone counted you out. You went to Charlotte. You went to San Fran. You went to Viking. If you're the Minnesota Vikings right now, you are crying, bruv. They lost. What was it? I think it was 21-0 or something
Mm.
like that. And me and you were saying last season, right? I don't care if you've got a rookie QB. If Sam Darnold is balling like he's balling right now, you have to keep him. You
Yeah,
have to keep him,
yeah.
right? And they said no, they're gonna go with the young talent. Maybe Sam was asking for too much money and they weren't expecting. I think it was a money situation why they never kept him
Mm.
because obviously they gave Justin Jefferson that big contract. You had to give Jets the big contract. He's a superstar. He's QB number 1 or 2 in the league, right? And then obviously you've got to play your defensive line, whatever, whatever. I think it was more so a money thing. What do you think? Do you think they're regretting it now, or do you think they still got faith in McCarthy?
I think they have faith in him, but they've got to also question that Sam Darnold goes into every franchise and also starts. He's not a backup,
He's not a
so
bum.
yeah, exactly. He's got that quality to then go into any franchise and start.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it is a very stupid decision that they made, but yeah, it's definitely down to money.
Yeah, the score was 26-0 to the Seahawks. So Sam Darnold went and balled out and they shut them out. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's absolutely insane. I want to talk about the media coverage of our guy, Shedeur Sanders. Yeah, because the first game he played really well. Obviously, against the 49ers, it wasn't the best game, but the 49ers have a phenomenal defense. And do you think the coach is going to be there next year? And second question is Shedeur going to be the starter next year for the Cleveland Browns?
I don't think the coach is going to be there at the end of the season.
Kevin
And
Stefanski.
I also I also don't know whether he starts next season though if a new coach comes in.
No?
Um, yeah, I believe he's played well, and it doesn't help that he's in a losing franchise that they don't do well, and yeah, his O line isn't the greatest, but yeah, I don't know. I think that they'll probably try and start him, but if he keeps on making silly mistakes, I think they'll chop and change. They'll keep on chopping changing
Yeah,
with him.
yeah. I mean, like I say, the 49ers have a phenomenal defense, and he made a great play against the Raiders. I feel like someone will take a chance on him. The media coverage on him is just really not fair, though. I think just because he's Dion's son, I'm not a fan of that. Do you know who I also owe no apology to? I don't know if I really like said he was rubbish or anything, but I had doubts about him. Is Caleb Williams for the Chicago Bears because this season he's getting it
Yeah,
done. He's getting it done, so I want to applaud him. The Chiefs lost to the Cowboys. Your thoughts on Mahomes, Kelsey, and the Chiefs this year? Is it time for a not rebuild but reshift? Because obviously this is probably going to be Kelsey's last season. Who's going to be Mahomes' number one guy moving forward? Do you think? Like, are they going to have to draft, or do you think they're going to have to? While you've got Mahomes, you have to be competing year in year out.
Yeah, well, I think that's it. They have to be competing, and the sort of drop off that they've had. I know they got wiped out of the Super Bowl by the Eagles, but
Yeah,
the fashion that they even started the season was quite embarrassing. And yeah, Kelsey most likely will finish up or maybe even go somewhere else this season. But yeah, I do think there may need to be a sort of small rebuild. They've got good receivers in the likes of Worthy and Rashee Rice, but yeah, I think they need to add more weapons to Mahomes as well,
yeah,
so they can sort of fight. Because I feel like elsewhere you've got the likes of the Colts. Colts have maybe four options in terms of their own, and I don't feel like
yeah,
the Chiefs have that.
yeah. I want to talk about Josh Allen, because I feel like if there's gonna be a year where them boys make to the Super Bowl, it's gonna be this year. What's your thoughts on the Bills?
Um, to be fair, at the start of the season, I was like, yeah, they're set on doing it. Um, the last maybe 3 games, I've been a bit wary of them. The
Yeah,
turnovers, they've had a lot of turnovers, and I don't know whether Josh Allen's getting a bit ahead of himself, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not sold on them after the last maybe three games, but they did bounce back yesterday, so I'll give them that. But
yeah.
yeah, I'm not sold on the Bills.
No, I think this is, I think if anything, it's gonna be the year, because Mahomes ain't looking up for it. Um, and that was his main problem, getting through the Chiefs. And but that being said, the Colts. If the Colts make the Super Bowl this year, that is insane, bro. Like everyone owes him an apology, for real, for real. NBA talk, or that's it? Because
Honestly, I haven't even watched
I've not been
NBA.
watching
Like,
much NBA.
there's
I've
been
not.
so much, and even I think when is the NBA Cup as well? Is that it's starting soon?
It's currently been, it's been going on. It's been going on.
It's going on at the
Yeah,
moment.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I've
yeah.
only
There's
really been watching the
too
odd
much.
Sixer game here and there, but like it's too much sports, bro. Like I watched
Yeah, this
F1
is it.
yesterday as well. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like it's just bears going on, bro. Just too
Yeah,
much going on.
it was too much yesterday. Because I travelled back yesterday. I got the train back. I wanted to watch the game with my dad and see what he thought of Arsenal as well.
Yeah.
So, in which he said Arsenal was shocking. He didn't think they played well.
No,
But
no,
yeah,
no, at all. Not at all,
yeah,
mate. Yeah, no, I've not the game. I tell you who I've liked though, when I do get the chance to watch. Houston. Şengün
yeah.
and Kevin
Houston looked
Durant.
good. Yeah,
Şengün and Kevin Durant, that is a pairing that I wish Şengün was a bit older and Durant
mm,
got to him like a few years before. Because them two, they just look great together, man. Honestly.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
my Sixers is rebuild time, man. Trade Embiid. Trade Embiid. He's got to go. I'm
yeah. I
so.
thought so.
Uh,
Yeah,
VJ Edgecombe, Tyrese Maxey this year is an MVP conversation. That guy is balling out of
yeah.
control. He's the main man now. Um, so yeah, I don't know how we got to trade Embiid, but we got to trade Embiid. And I was his biggest advocate for a long, long time. Everybody knows this. I love Embiid. That was my guy. Had the jersey, so forth and so forth. But it's time, man. And we just gave him a new contract as well. Paul George starting to get back into the swing of things. You know, Quentin Grimes, bloody hell. You know what I mean? We've still got mixed race from Duke. What's his name again?
Jared McCain. Yeah,
Jared McCain. We still got Jared McCain. We still got Kelly Oubre. You know what I'm saying? We've got a lot of wing play. We need someone like a
mm,
Şengün. That's what we need. We need someone like a
yeah,
Şengün.
yeah.
And then
Definitely.
we'd be getting the ball rolling. But right, man, I
Have you
think that
watched Have you watched Starting Five yet?
yeah, I watched all of it. What's your thoughts on
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, it was better this time round. I thought the
Yes.
second season showed a lot of their lives and
Yeah.
outside of basketball, and kind
Yeah.
of showed their personalities off a little bit more. So I liked it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
They're gonna cancel it.
Yeah, I don't think maybe enough people was watching it. I never saw. Apparently, it was never in the top 10 of like Netflix views.
Really?
Apparently, that's what people are saying. I don't know why they're cancelling it,
I
though.
thought it was the way they shot this season was
It was
amazing. I
amazing.
thought
Yep,
it was
yep.
just really good,
I
really
liked it.
good.
I liked it,
But yeah,
especially because
Guy,
like you don't really get to see much of like you get to see like for example OKC. From watching this, it made sense why they won. They're always with each
yeah,
other. They're always at
yeah,
Shay's house.
yeah,
He's doing the clothes giveaway, so forth and so forth. This like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
that was the only team. They're always together, all of a young age. They got hella picks as well. Yeah, it made sense. But right, I think that's it, Eve, because I've got to shower and eat because I'm hungry as hell.
Yeah, I know.
Episode 83, Ali podcast. I'm gonna have to air to my co-host, my brother, my brethren, Ethan. By the time you lot have listened to this, we're probably on 10k followers on Instagram. So love and thank you to everyone that's been supporting us from the jump. We're gonna try and be more consistent, guys. We've been really, really bad. We're gonna be trying more consistent, and that's it. We're out. Peace, people.
You are now listening to Our League podcast, made in London, distributed all over the world.